Hi everyone, this is audapostrophe. Unfortunately, I'm still sick, but new games came out, so let's play some of them. This one's called Asemblance on Nintendo Switch.
Why aren't you helping? This is an emergency, life or death situation that requires your immediate attention. Once again, this is a very serious situation. Please activate the terminal in front of you and follow the instructions.
Asemblance Labs. Memory access point. Input stored memory to continue. How are you feeling today? Well, I'm not good. Thank you for participating
Listen,
in this question.
I'm going to be honest with you. There was no emergency. I was simply evaluating your ability to respond and react to a stressful situation. That's my job. I'm here to help you. So, do you really want to try this again? You've been at this for far too long. And for some reason, you seem really stressed out. Your answers from the questionnaire, they weren't incorrect, just not what I was looking for. Do you at least remember how this all works?
Memory index. Woodland Ridge, 7 April, 1342.
Very impressive. This is all a very good sign. When you're ready, you may enter the simulation.
Let's go.
Just step inside. Relax.
We can zoom in quite a bit, can't we? Yeah. So relaxing. Makes me want to urinate.
You always respond well to that memory. It was from a better time in your life, before the endless hours of hard work and regret that destroyed your self-worth and forced you to question all the choices you've made. But perhaps things are different now. Are you ready to continue? I hope you have the mental fortitude to remember what happens next.
Asemblance office.
Something very meaningful had occurred. Your office. You were always there, late at night.
Reel-to-reel tape. Massive.
The hippocampus is critical only for recent memories, but not for older ones. Over time, the hippocampus teaches the surrounding brain, the cortex, how to represent a memory. An alternative theory accounts for these discrepancies by proposing that the hippocampus selectively stores one type of memory, episodic, while the surrounding cortex stores another, semantic. In the window well, it would be re-recording. It would be and now this is another copy. Oh, it's simply another copy. They're copied many times in both the hippocampus and the cortex. All of those.
Okay. Look closer. Sam, Casey, Alex, Carter, Henry, Oswald, Morgan, Bartholomew, Roan. Carter, Henry, Oswald. Apparently not good. Some email.
You seem to be making connections to your past. I'm glad you haven't completely lost your mind. Now let's continue with this train of thought and see where it takes you.
It's the same places. Is there no new place? Casual walker. I guess we'll go back to Woodland.
I'm waiting for you.
Why aren't you helping? This is an emergency, life or death situation that requires your immediate attention. Once again, this is a very serious situation. Please activate the terminal in front of you and follow the instructions.
I'm still not good.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. There was no emergency. I was simply evaluating your ability to respond and react to a stressful situation. That's my job. I'm here to help you. So where should we begin? What do you remember? To be honest, I'm a little concerned about your current mental state. Your answers from the questionnaire, they weren't incorrect, just not what I was looking for. Do you at least remember how this all works?
431 eats turns dry. Let's go.
Does
there.
this place look familiar? This is your home, where you lived with your wife?
My butterfly that I... Oh, what's on TV? Nothing. Oh, really? That's what I choose in my living room? What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, my cute wife. Nice outside, huh? Generic photos. Oh, I have two TVs. Oh, is this the main living room or bedroom? Oh, there's no door, huh? Oh, my DVR? What's on the DVR?
Hey, me again. It's about 5:15. I just tried you at the office, but you didn't answer. Listen, you need to be careful. Your theory is based on initial assumptions that may not be accurate. You could hurt yourself. Also, we need to talk about 558F. You know, I can't just sit here and watch time go by. Get back to me.
Anything else?
Hey, me again. It's about 5:15. I just tried you at the office, but you didn't answer. Listen, you need to be careful. Your theory is based on initial assumptions that may not be accurate. You could hurt yourself.
You seem to be making connections to your past. We don't want you to end up like... Never mind what I said. It's important that you remain calm and follow any memory you can at this point. Always coming back to the office. So many problems you've created. If only you had more time.
Now it's 12. Oh, what? Now it's 5:22. Do I have any messages? It's 2 lines. Very advanced.
That must be possible. We can force ourselves to deliberately forget.
Through EEG measurements, we should be able to capture the exact moment when the memory is inhibited. That is when the degradation is imposed. The inhibition of memory uses up after 3 hours.
Are the names still the same? No, these are crossed up now. Asemblance Labs, MEM 55-8F. Subject 1 case study, confidential. Morgan's in the hat. Watch her, Sam. Let's see. The Asemblance project has been found in violation of Code 8C in accordance with agreements between the Pro-Instiviv and Asemblance Labs. All work must stop until official evaluations are conducted, and the Interrelations Committee concludes that no imminent danger exists to other employees or those employed by either organization. Details. Prior to initial activation of the chamber, status reports concluded that all necessary precautions and procedures were conducted. However, the test resulted in serious afflictions to the test subjects. Within minutes of the initial memory induction, one subject became non-responsive and entered into a catatonic state. Because of the chamber's design, the test subject was unable to be extracted. This reportedly lasted for an hour, although one account suggests that the test subject's mental damages could be permanent. Abort procedures failed to be initiated by Asemblance Labs, either due to their inability to react or their inability to agree upon the process. Further analysis suggests that the mental state of the subject was not released by the inhibitor's subroutines and continues to be contained within the system's memory. Further analysis must be done regarding this point in particular. Error code 553255334. Upon completion of the 3rd stage of treatment, levels were observed recorded in test, talk therapy, and physical contact. Motherly alleviated C1's 4 level, which was back to, I'm not sure how useful that is. It's nice that you can read it though. Text is nice and clear. Note, there is a problem with the simulation at what appears to be a key point of possible recall. The error effect is showing up in simulation location C, but only after transitioning from self-end to a possible variable including one of the former disassociative triggers. We've deduced the following to help provide possible solutions to the proposed error code effects. Oh gosh, I hope I don't have to remember any of this. really in the condition to memorize these numbers. Not with all the cold medicine I've been taking. Or even when I'm perfectly healthy, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so I need to move time forward, I think. Right. Yeah, let's move it.
It must be possible. We can force ourselves to deliberately forget.
Through EEG measurements, we should be able to capture the exact moment when the memory is inhibited. That is when the degradation is imposed. The inhibition of memory uses our accuracy hours. But the information is passed.
You have one new message left today at 1:21 a.m. Please come home. Where are you? You have one new message left today at 1:21 a.m.
Something very strange happened while you were in there. Sometimes success requires an exponential number of failures. Do the math. You'll see. Never mind. I'll do the math. One moment. So I did the math, and I was right. Moving on.
Do I look at the butterfly again? Maybe I need to go back home?
Please. Don't make things worse.
It's 2:14. No, what the? Well, it's a flashlight. Okay. I put her photo down. That's not a good sign. Did I forget to take out the trash again? I guess it's not good if it piles up.
Access to this part of your memory is not permitted.
But I want to see it.
is critical only for recent memories, but not for older ones. Over time, the hippocampus teaches the surrounding brain, the cortex, how to represent a memory. An alternative theory accounts for these discrepancies by proposing that the hippocampus selectively stores one type of memory, episodic, while the surrounding cortex
April 7th, 1342. I think. Let's see, getting back to you on this. Last night, I was working on the chamber's primary holographic subroutine while attempting to iron out the variable field algorithm. I noticed that the chamber's asynchronous logic gate was disconnected from the master CPU controller. It might be a glitch in the newly installed diodes, but that's not what I'm most concerned about. While performing a fresh diagnostic on all files concerning the recursive program 3A, via the holographic arch, I discovered new files stored in previously noted protected memory. When I run the files contained within, the hologram appears, but not where you'd expect it. It seems to exist outside of the primary cell, the A cell. Doesn't seem to make any sense. I then tested the time dilation of this hologram. I took off my watch, which has a built-in chronometer. I approached the field containment barrier and threw it inside. After resetting the simulation, I recovered the watch. The time had not changed. I reperformed this test twice with exactly the same results. This can only mean one of two possibilities. I need your help. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm starting to wonder what will happen if we decide to test the chamber on ourselves, knowing its faults. I think you know where I'm going with this. Don't share this information with anyone until we discuss in person. Okay, no problem. I won't share this with anybody watching this stream either. Let's see, upon completion of the third stage of treatments, increased sulfur levels were observed and recorded in test subjects C1 and F7. Talk therapy and physical contact, motherly embracing, seemed to alleviate C1's sulfur level, which was back to average by the subject's evening release. Oh, you released them in the evening. Well, how generous. F7 sulfur fluctuated between 7.4 and 6.2 for more than 4 hours after test completion. Therefore, this subject was deemed not safe for evening release and was required to stay overnight in observation. Of noteworthy mention are F7's recall from last memory excursion of an illuminated rectangular field embedded in an eclipse and reports of implausible time dilations. They reported that they were able to manipulate the clocks in the simulation when recalling memories of intense focus. In other words, in the simulation, the track of time was literally lost when their minds were focused on pleasing or rewarding thoughts. This was true in subjects D2 and C3. See actions D2-07, C3-19. Upon further treatment, subject F7 showed no sign of improvement, behaving to still be in a simulation, often confusing me for the AI guidance system, demanding a new set of simulations and threatening to shut me down. When the subject stared at a clock, insisting the action would trigger a repressed memory at exactly the time it once occurred, I I had no choice but to alert the PPD security and have the subject hospitalized. What follows is a complete report comparing the similarities and approaches for both C1 and F7.
The hippocampus is critical only for recent memories, but not for older ones. Over time, the hippocampus teaches the surrounding brain, the cortex, how to represent a memory. An alternative theory accounts for these discrepancies by proposing that the hippocampus selectively stores one type of memory, episodic, while the surrounding cortex stores another, semantic. And it wouldn't work well, it would be a re-recording. It would be a copy of what you remembered, and now this is another copy.
Okay, let's go back.
That it must be possible. We can force ourselves to deliberately forget.
Through EEG measurements, we should be able to capture the exact moment when the memory is inhibited. That is when the degradation is imposed. The inhibition of memory uses about 20 hours. But the information to come.
You have one new message left today at 1:21 a.m. Please go home. Where are you?
Donald, now respond to your actions, but your own memories will drive behavior. So, let's say, for example, you say, if you get this someday, they will do that. And, okay, ready? Sometimes I get concerned that false memories are being planted in your brain. Yep. Yeah. Okay, I'll be in the back office. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to fix this problem. Donald, now respond to your actions, but your own memories will drive behavior. So, let's say, for example, you say, if you get this someday, they will do that. And, okay, ready? Sometimes I get concerned that false memories are being planted in your brain. Yep. Yep. Okay, I'll be in the back office. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to fix this problem.
I need more memories from home. So that's when she saw the butterfly. Really? It didn't spackle that over? How irresponsible. change the time. Oh, the butterfly's not there. Obituary. Dr. Roan Clovis. Casey Offender. Bartholomew. Are those some of the same names? I don't have the answering machine either.
I'm afraid I can't let this continue. I don't think you're ready for the truth.
Really? Why not?
The hippocampus is critical only for recent memories, but not for older ones. Over time, the hippocampus teaches the surrounding brain, the cortex, how to represent a memory. An alternative theory accounts for these discrepancies by proposing that the hippocampus selectively stores one type of memory, episodic, while the surrounding cortex stores another, semantic. Well, it would be re-recording. It would be a copy of it, and now this is another copy. So it's simply another copy. Copied many times in both the hippocampus and the cortex. All of those cortical copies generate
What am I missing?
Hey, me again. It's about 5:15. I just tried you at the office, but you didn't answer. Listen, you need to be careful. Your theory is based on initial assumptions that may not be accurate. You could hurt yourself. Also, we need to talk about 558F. You know, I can't just sit here and watch time go by. Get back to me.
Still got the...
Repeating this action is not productive. Instead, maybe you should bury yourself in your work, like you always do.
the hippocampus is critical.
Huh? Execs do not relate to each other. High points may not be same. Please review the following. It has become evident after reviewing the latest from PPD in case file MEM55-8F that if the chamber AI remains active for too long, it begins to replace connectivity previously left to the brain. All subjects begin to believe its responsibilities include watching over the subject in the memory simulations while ensuring the subject's health and safety. While the core logic is imperative during initial simulated trials, we have to ensure the subject can override the AI guidance features if the cycles increase. Request to open new case to determine cycles. Regarding the initial design specs, I don't agree with 1.2.0. Panel link. The drive panel should be connected through the central bus. The communication speed will be determined at a later date. For now, just ensure that the primary link will align with the drive macros. This will not work. As I've said before, her initial tests were built on assumptions that I personally don't think are accurate to begin with. What is your perspective on this concern? Emergency shutdown. Oh, okay. Holographic resonance. That's the terminal. Oh, there's an extra room I don't know about. Alright, and that's my living room. Bedroom. It's a floor plan to my memory. I regret to inform the team that as of 7/8, I will be abandoning my role in the Asemblance project MEM55-8F. Having had the majority of my proposals dismissed, ignored, or entirely overridden here, I have no choice but to seek out a team that could make use of my latest work in isolation, stimulation, and non-deductive realities. All systems making use of my French 3500 angstrom UV photometer, my 4000 to 7000 angstrom polarimeter, the 1.5 to 3 micron infrared spectrometer, and an 8 to 30 micron infrared radiometer, along with what remains of the magnometer and the charged particle traps, will cease tomorrow as they are being reassigned to Asemblance Project VEN 116 over RC. Retrieve and collation. I have to admit that this has been one of the most incompetent displays of mismanagement that I've seen in my 27 years as an engineer. What else is there to say? I just want to forget I was ever part of this experiment. Ironic, I suppose. Carter. Every complaint really contains revenge. K marks. Is there anything else I need to know?
Sometimes I get concerned that false memories are being planted in your mind. What are you doing? There's nothing back here of any interest. Please be careful. Nobody knows exactly what that control panel does. I think it's mislabeled. Wait. Please stop.
I was just about to tell you something very important. Please. Why are you doing this? Give me your to do. She never understood why you couldn't... Never mind. Ignore what I said. Just relax. You've never been this relaxed.
What are you chasing? You can never come back.
We're going faster.
Nobody comes back. Beginning again was never an option. Everything you've seen is a version of what you really think
right
you
now.
can
I know
understand.
this all started. I hope you have the mental
Chasing
to understand why you couldn't.
Come home.
Why aren't you helping? This is an emergency, life or death situation that requires...
Your immediate attention.
Once again, this is a very serious...
This situation.
Please activate the terminal in front of you and
Follow the instructions.
What are you doing? There's nothing back here of any interest. Please be careful. Nobody knows exactly what that control panel does. I think it's mislabeled. Yep, it's definitely mislabeled. What did you think was going to happen? You should be more careful. Imagine what would happen if I wasn't here to guide you.
Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap, and you've been watching Asemblance on Nintendo Switch. It's a very interesting adventure, which I think will intrigue a lot of people, as long as you don't mind that it is a narrative only and not traditional gameplay as you would expect. Personally, I find it a very fascinating subject, and I would suggest it to folks that want to have something that's a different narrative experience. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.